Okay, it is the start of the month, and this is an episode that I thought I'd bring out right now on the 1st of June because I feel like it's really important for us. So, you are broke, you're burnt out, you're considering throwing your camera in the bin or picking up some extra shifts, selling your soul, whatever it is. This episode is specifically for you guys, okay? So, welcome to the Loud Lanes, a podcast for photographers who don't want another fluffy pep talk or some mood board chucked down the throat. You want facts, you want direction, and frankly, you want to make some goddamn money with your photography this month. This month, okay? We were on the first of the month. We've got to the end to make some money. We're not talking six figures in 6 weeks BS or let's build a course and hope someone clicks your affiliate link. Although that's not bad, getting yourself affiliate links, but we'll get onto that maybe a bit later. This is real, honest, real ways that make money. I'm not saying it makes a lot of money, but it does make money with your gear and skills that you've already got. So this is the episode where no one is going to tell you how to make it sexy. This is not aesthetics. This is definitely not about passive income, although there is a little bit in there. This is actual workable shit that pays, okay? So grab yourself a coffee, a whiskey, depends what your budget is this month. Let's get into real ways to make money with photography this month with me, Khandie, okay? This is stuff I have done myself. This is stuff that I have at least tried or I've spoken to photographer friends of mine who say it's work. This is not the, you just like have to build like this course and people will come. I'm not going to tell you to write an ebook really, because although I've written my own, they take time. It takes money to get it copyrighted. It takes, copywritten, check it all that. It takes money. We're not going to do stuff that's going to cost you money, okay? Stuff we've got in our hands. So first things first, if you are skin, this is not a time to worry about your brand voice and whether you're shooting your dream niche or niche wherever you are in the world. Although these are really based at UK-based photographers, I feel like it's adaptable across the world, okay? As if I have people across the world listening to. Although it'd be interesting to know where you all do listen from. Right now, you're not building your dream career, you're building your bridge to it. And that bridge is made with jobs that pay. Not reels, not fake collabs, not vibes. Money. Money. M-O-N-E-Y. M-O-N-E-Y. Money. I'm never gonna be a singer. If you think you're too good for some of these ideas, just drop out of this podcast now and enjoy your overdraft. And the rest of you, let's actually try and make some money. Okay, so if you want cash this month, well, maybe not cash, but you want some funds in, I want you to stop posting vague Instagram stories like looking now and start doing things that actually pay to put you in front of humans. Okay, so what I want you to do is look right now at your local group, right? Go onto the old Fazzlebook, Facebook, and go and find those community groups. Right, they are a hellscape, they are full of just absolute whingy, whiny sometimes, and it's horrible. But there are mums and dads and adults of other nations, because I was a mum and dad, who need headshots, okay, for their LinkedIn, for their profile, for whatever they've got them, right? So you're going to jump onto that right now. There are also local forums that are business networking ones. So while you're looking at, I don't know, let's do Nottingham family photos, like you're not just going to look for that. You're going to go Nottingham small businesses, okay? Nottingham businesses or Nottinghamshire businesses. Look for those as well. The local forums, okay? Small businesses can give you big opportunities. So you want to list the offers, clean, quick. Remember, quick is important. Headshots, 50 quid in and out, 15 minutes. And the thing is, you're going to send them. They get to choose. So they're going to choose on site because we're gonna get rid of this whole I'll go home and edit. We want to make more money quick. So we're going to make them choose their image now while they're in front of us. And then we're going to edit it and send it to them, okay? And they can buy more with us at a certain price. And if they don't want to, that's it. They're gone forever, okay? We are not capturing the essence of their personal brand because we're not going to sit there and try and build this up. Now, we could do that in another advert, but we're trying to make money, okay? So no one is going to pay £150 for a vibe when their CV hasn't been updated since 2004, okay? We are wanting to make quick money. Now, before you go, but Khandie, I don't have a studio. You don't need to have a studio, okay? You don't. You could literally do these outside if you wanted to. We are blessed right now. When I look out my window, I know where I'm from, but we've got that beautiful sun. You could find somewhere to do it, okay? Even if you wanted to shoot in your living room, or you could say, you could actually go to a company and say, hey, I'm going to do it here, okay? If you get enough bookings in, you could potentially look at hiring somewhere, okay? But honestly, do those headshots. I've done headshots outside and I didn't even use a which was it? I didn't even have a flash on them. I just bunged a reflector in, told my friend for a coffee, would you hold the reflector? Just wear dress black to look like one of my professionals, and done, okay? But headshots are a great place. You can even just say that I'm going to come to one of your networking events this week. Say, for example, I've just been to a networking, Brian Wrigley's one on Friday, I could say, I'm going to bring my headshot things. We're going to do free headshot sessions there. Okay. And you could do it there in exchange for you paying your fee to be there. Okay. If that makes sense, you'll offer it to them and they can get a headshot done quickly. Okay. Okay. We're also going to stop waiting for weddings. I think weekday jobs are really overlooked because everyone just crams everything into a weekend. They're like, oh, I'm going to do a golden hour lifestyle shot. I'm going to do a dream wedding. Weddings are, you could get into one, but weddings tend to be months ahead and we want to make money now. Now, you could go hunt for those weddings now, but we're going to look at where the money is hiding in the Monday to Friday grind. Okay. So think about it. Think what happens every day. For example, estate agents, they need photographers. If you go down the local high street, have you seen some of the estate photography images? Now, my friend Marco Zimberland, he's an estate photographer in Norway, and they do amazing, clean, aesthetic shots. This is something you could do. You could offer it them fast. I did ask my friend who does this. She literally hands out, she takes shots in her friends' houses. She gets them to clean up, and she just goes, right, I've done that. And then she goes in and she takes pictures or even of her own home and hands them over to them and go, hey, she literally goes into the stage. Hey, I'm just saying, I'm in the area. I'm just looking to see if you guys need a photographer. Here's my link, and actually shows them the pictures, and she emails them as well to follow it up. So even though they might have said, no, okay, we're cool. She's, I just wanted to send my work just in case. And she gets between 75 and £150 per listing. Okay. She says sometimes she gets more on a higher end client, but also there are people who have the estate photos taken and they don't like them. They want to use their own. They are a bit rare, but she says they actually pay her a lot more, and she finds them on Facebook because she sees people like there, and she go, hey, is anyone wanting their photos taken? She advertises in that, like post a little thing up, and people will come to her. Also, people who rent out their properties, such as Airbnb, those kind of people offer fast turnaround, and it gets better bookings because so many of them are using mobile phone photos. So have a look. Even if you think my area doesn't have Airbnb, have a look. You'll be surprised. Now, I had a quick look where I am, and I found 19 properties, just 19 in the tiny area that I live in, that were using mobile phone photos that were lacking. And I don't want to poo-poo them. They're probably great, but they're not. So I've messaged them and I've already got 2 responses saying we'd be really interested because I wanted to see if this was a thing, and it is. So I am going to actually go do this just to see how, because I do it anyway when I stay at an Airbnb, but I do it. It's like, thanks for this. I always go like, thanks for letting me stay. I just put some pictures up for you. And they're like, oh my God, can I use them? And I'm like, yeah. I actually got a discount on my last Airbnb because I did that. But it also, I then use those images to then go back to estate agents and they feed into each other. Remember, we're trying to make money from now, from the first onwards, okay? The other thing is corporate event coverage. Now, typically they will have already got somebody, but there isn't a problem if you find, say, for example, go to your local hotel that you know has an event space. Okay. So for me, there's 2 hotels in the immediate vicinity within walking distance of me that run events. I send them my card saying, hey, I'll shoot it, right? And I'll give them a flat day rate and I'll say, you can have the images within 12 hours. You can have the images same day, depending on the event. And they're like, wow, because really event companies and people who run events want the images as immediately, right? So you're not doing any fancy editing. We're not doing, oh, I want to like do all this on it. I want to give my start. No, they just want it done and dusted. Those are places where I make a good money. I will say it's a little harder to get in. So you do need to have proof of that you've done it in the past. But you know what's event photography? Weddings. What's event? Birthday parties. Okay. So you can use those to go, hey, I did this and this is my ability. Now, don't offer fast turnaround if you can't. And also when you're doing that, really shoot carefully. Make sure you're not overshooting because you want to be careful. Okay. But those kind of things will get you booked in and booked in heavy. Now, one that I have seen that's been a resurgence, and I did go along with a friend many years ago who did this, but in a similar vibe, mobile product photography. Rather than the client send stuff to you, you go set up for them. So it's hard to explain. So imagine somebody is a potter, okay, and they make pots and they're just taking little pictures in their pottery studio, right? You can message them, hey, I noticed that you're doing some stuff. I could do some professional work, but come to you. And I had a look at people who were doing this, and they do it in 2 hours max, I think it was. And my friend was saying she in the past has earned 250 quid. It is not. I don't get me wrong. You're gonna go, oh my God, I could earn more than that. But we're all about earning money fast, okay? So rather than when I say mobile product photography, I don't mean on your phone. I mean you take your setup there. It doesn't have to be difficult. Just take your setup there with you and go. You can do it with a speed light, your V flats going. If you haven't got V flats by all, I'll just use some white card and some black card and bounce it, okay? think about that. Reach out to local art stands. Reach out to people who make stuff. Maybe it's I don't know, a jewelry maker or a painter, which brings me great onto people who need their stuff to sell well. One of them is creatives, fellow creatives who need portfolios. Now, before I say go photograph another photographer, no, I'm looking at tattooists, florists, okay? Those people really need to keep updating their profile. And while they all do lovely mobile phone photos, they often need really good quality detailed images, and you could do that. Now, one of the things you could actually do is do free short clips for them. Now, before we go, what is that? Just with your camera, as long as you're comfortable doing it, do a few 15-second, 20-second clips of them tattooing. Okay. You don't have to edit it massively. And there are online free editing softwares, DaVinci Resolve, CapCut, all of those that you could quickly edit for them and send it to them. And they're specifically for social media. Package it, sell it, reach out to them. What I actually have branding deals with a couple of photographers a couple of tattoo artists, and they recommend me to their clients. So it actually gives me a segue in. I think this is overlooked as a service. Okay. I do. Remember, you're not just a photographer, you're a service. Okay. I offer you immediacy, I offer you imagery, and I offer you high quality imagery so you can market yourself as a service provider. You are not above paying your bills. Some of you are waiting for Vogue to call or be like, oh my God, yeah, I'm waiting. And honey, your landlord's calling first. You don't need validation, you need paid invoices. Okay. So if you're turning your nose up at headshots for job seekers, for school PTA mini sessions, like I don't, is it called, do you call it PTA here? I call it PTA, parent teacher stage. Yeah, parent teacher, staff portraits for a hair salon. You don't have a photography problem. You have a pride problem. You do not need to put these on your website. They do not need to go on your social media if you don't want to. Don't be overlooking a way to earn money because you're ashamed, of what you're doing, because you need to keep it aesthetic. No, I need my bills paid, honey. I need to earn some money. Yeah. Now, one of the things I find really funny is we just had half term here in the UK, which is a small holiday for the kids. I don't know what teachers do, but anyway, they work hard, man. I mean, imagine looking after kids all day, every day. So that I do school photos. So they have school photos done at school, right? And parents are always online going, I hate them. I do a setup after that and say, hey, come in. I do it slightly lower. I do it at a quick mini session cost, and I book out. Now, I don't typically shoot kids photos. You won't find many of them on my social media, but parents tell other parents and they book in, and I get a bigger ball run. I get family sessions, people booking me for weddings after I've done that. So there is a snowball effect, okay? So here are some quick fire money makers that I've used that you probably would be like, what? I know some of them are not, so you would know anyway. One of the ones I have a massive love for, and I do quite often, is I'll fix your dating profile. Now don't come at me and go, what? Half an hour, casual lifestyle photo shoots for Hinge, Tinder, plenty of whatever they're all on. A set amount of money. Now, the top tip is you can't use your professional camera for the entirety of that. So I use my pro camera and I switch between a 35 and a 50mm lens, right? I then use a mobile phone, sometimes theirs, to take more photos. The idea is because if you put a load of professional photos on somebody's dating profile, it looks professional and therefore it doesn't look very sincere. So I change the quality of what I'm using. Okay. I don't just shoot in one location. I move around. And can I tell you, especially January and around the summertime, I get booked. This January, well, let me just pull up my thing for this because I don't want to sit around. Okay, let me go into my software because I use Studio Ninja so I can get into it. Here it is. I booked for my dating profiles in just the month of January 14. 14. And I actually have a guy that asked me to repeat them because he's lost a lot of weight and he's come back already. So I did them in January. We are now on the 1st of June and he's already booking back in because he's lost a lot of weight. So I really need to redo these. Comes back in. Okay. They also recommend me to their friends. It's amazing. Another one that I don't know how people feel about this, but given the rise of social media influence and families and aesthetics and all that, monthly moments, family subscriptions. Now, this is something I've quietly been doing. It's 30-minute sessions once a month, and I charge them £80 a month. They get 4 or 5 images done. It's a reoccurring income. It's easy retention. So they book in, and that we do we do it at the park, we do it here, and I get money. Okay. Now, depending on how many images they pre-buy, they have a different thing, but it's regular income. Okay. Now, you can do that with your influencers if you want, but I don't know where you are located if you have influencers earning that much, but a lot of families will book me in for this. I currently have 7 families on for this. So some of them have, so the base rate is 80 and it goes up. And I think I've only got 1 family on the base rate. If I need to double check that, but I don't want to keep dumping in and out of my studio. I need to check. Okay. The other one is local business collabs. Now, I am not saying you give it free, but what you do is you team up with a cafe or a bar or an area and you run a walk-in mini session for pets, pals, couples. Pay what you can with a minimum fee. So you go in and you team up with a cafe, you do little mini family sessions. You go in there and say, hey, I would love to, and we'll have it like, because a collab, people will come in, have coffee and cake with you, and I'll do these sessions, right? The tip is you don't want to give them any of your money, but you're going to say it'll be really good for you, right? So pick a day. Families love this. My friend does this at a local cafe. No, it's not a local cafe. Do you say it's local? She does it in a cafe that's near a family woodland area. So it's got like a hunt thing the kids can do with a little book, and they scratch off when they get to certain places on this walk. And she does it in a cafe there, and she does it every quarter, and she is making money, right? You could go and ask a cafe that you know is popular with families and say, I'd really love to run a family session here in collaboration with you. I'll promote you, you promote me, and we'll do these mini sessions, and maybe, people will be encouraged to stay, have food, make a fun game out of it. And you're going to do an upsell. What you want to do is pay what you can. So you're going to have, like, when I say pay what you can, I'm not saying people are going to offer you a tenner, but have a minimum fee, and then you want them to upsell. So you just say pay what you can. Minimum fee, however, is £10. So if people are rarely going to pay you £10. I know it sounds really weird, but people kind of won't. But they also like the fact that they have opportunity. Okay. Don't be disheartened because you set the minimum fee. But I'm not saying you want to sell it for £10, by the way. But it's such a lovely thing to do. And it's such a nice thing to do. Okay. Now, I spoke about doing those headshots. There are people who might need branding sessions. This isn't a whole lifestyle one. These are people who need a quick update because they're launching a new program. Sorry, that's my phone code. Launching a new program. They're people who are doing side hustles, coaches. So set a date and create scarcity. I mean it. Like, just go, I only have 4 sessions. Book it solid. You're going to offer 10 photos in 20 minutes. I don't know, pull a number out my ass. £99, whatever it is. Remember, we're trying to make money. These are for side hustlers, coaches, people who might have something that they want to sell, okay? The next one is looping promo videos. You're going to shoot 10-second video loops for local cafes, salons, shops, £75 a clip. Fill 5 of those in a month. That's 375 quid for you, okay? When I say little 10-second videos, it could be them literally putting a coffee down on the counter and you filming that coming down and back and forth, constantly looping it, yeah? It could be them picking up the scissors and going in or brushing someone's hair, like short clips all the time for them. Or if you really wanted to, shoot a series of clips that you could just whack together in CapCut and send it out to them, okay? Charge. These actually work. People love video content. Remember, shoot it both in portrait, so it's good for Instagram, and then in landscape for all the other ones, because, yeah, we have to do different ones all the time. Rent My Eye. I don't know how else to describe. I love that name for it, squeaky chair. I need to change the chair. It's really squeaky. Rent My Eye. Editing services offer remote culling or Lightroom editing to other photographers. Charge per image or per set. Quiet, repeatable money. I have done this in the past. I have done this. And I'm like, you know what? I can make such good money on this. And and it's so surreal because you have all these photographers who are going, oh, I'm booked so busy, so solid. And yet I'm doing their editing. And the only reason they can keep shooting is because I'm doing the hard end for them. And if, do you know what? I've got time, I'm going to do it. I don't do it too often now. There's 2 photographers I regularly do for, I say regularly, every couple of months, but I do it for them. Another one is people selling their cars, okay? Or enthusiasts of their cars, and particularly those who have custom or classic cars. Same day turnaround, easy, £100 plus, okay? Photograph people who want their cars sold. Now you might go, ooh, people are going to be selling on their mobile phones, like, right? So what you could do is give them a slick image. Remember, the better the image, the more likely their photo is going to get eyes on it. I mean, it's brilliant. It's such a and you can find these people, like, get into the classic car club groups, talk to them, offer it. Now, this is a delicate one, and I'm going to say this, as I know culturally not a lot of people have this, but there are families and specific cultures that do ask for this, and that is funerals. I'm going to tell you it's hard, it's documentary, and it's meaningful, and it pays, but it is hard. I don't want to go, hey, go around and, like, hang out at funeral homes. But you do it. This is something I have done, and I get asked not regularly, but it is something that It doesn't get talked about because of the subject matter, but it is possible. And that doesn't mean you're a ghoul, but some families really want that because that's a time when all families come together, okay? I will say it is not for the faint of heart and it is difficult, but it is money. And I said this before about school portrait revamp. Offer mini sessions for schools or out, so you don't really line yourself with a school, but family groups where you can offer sessions. Use natural light if you want to, keep it clean, but mini sessions to redo school portraits. Because sometimes there's, the school photographer works really, really hard. They do. I'm not pooing on them, not dumping on them. And they get a kid and the kid's just not cooperating and they don't have time to sort that out. Right. So genuinely offer to redo those. Just or even just do them. They're fantastic ways to earn money, and it also gets you in on the family portraits, which then you can offer, and then you got your monthly subscription. You know what I mean? Good. Okay. And the other one is that I know that people say this, and this is, and everyone goes, does it work? It's the print download, digital prints of your local town, city for tourists to download, or somewhere you've been. Skip shipping, shoot once, sell forever. Like, just do it. Give them a certain, put a watermark, whatever you want, but think about it, okay? I use Pixie Set to sell some prints. I have the digital one for a certain amount, but they can only download a certain size. And then I also have prints that they can then purchase, okay? And I advertise that occasionally. It's on everything. Just, oh my God, I've talked so much, my brain has gone fuzzy. But think about it, this is a slow burner and it doesn't always work, particularly if you don't live in a very touristy area, but it is potential if you've been away traveling that you've got some pictures you can sell. Look at it. I will say, if also look at what your bio says. If your bio says visual storyteller, capturing the human soul or some other yada yada, no one knows what the hell you're offering. Instead, why don't you switch your bio up for that day to something like need clean modern headshots for your job hunt, 50 quid, natural, no cringe. Selling a bit of blurry photos, I'll fix it in 2 hours. Just think about switching your bio over, just temporarily, all right? And if you're not comfortable, don't worry, but that's just something I think has helped me in the past. Okay, so I'm going to end here. We are on the first. You have got days now to make this work. You're not failing because of the algorithm. You're not broke because of the market. You're struggling because you're clinging onto a fantasy version of your career instead of grabbing what's actually in front of you. You do not need more gear, okay? You need more guts. You don't need passive income. We all do, actually, but we don't need it right now. We need an active hustle. You don't need permission. You need a plan. Photography can pay your bills, but if you keep hiding behind, I'm working on my portfolio, stop now, okay? Like, it's all great and good working with models and getting building your portfolio, but you know what? If you're trying to earn money and pay your bills, leave your portfolio for one side. You've got skills enough because you're convincing random strangers to stand in front of your camera so you can do portraits. Switch those into headshots. Start now. Start making money and just effing start. That's it for the episode of The Loud Lens. This is your no BS corner of the photography world, the middle finger to the BS and the fluff that goes around it. If you found this helpful, share it with a fellow photographer who needs a bit of financial slappage in the face. And if you use any of these ideas, land a booking, message me. I want to know because I want to cheer you on. If you want more of this, real talk, real strategy, no airy fairy, I just believe in yourself BS, subscribe, leave a review, and come back soon. Okay, until then. Stay sharp, get shooting, stay loud, and remember, there's nothing wrong with flipping the middle finger occasionally just to get rid of some BS. I'll see you all soon.